Okay, this is the Antec case. Finally finished it. Well, kind of. There's something else that I need to do to it. I added the video card that I talked about. It's a Galaxy 8400 GS. It's no big whoop, but this motherboard is really old also. It's a 775 Pentium 4. Has a CPU, Intel CPU at 3.2 gigahertz, and the memory is Kingston. It's 2 gigabytes in total. The heatsink is Roswell, and I have 80mm fans here from BFGs, and up there is a 120mm fan from Cooler Master. I also install a blowhole on top. I've done this before on another case, and this is from Performance PC, or sorry, MPC Tech. The color that I went with, it's a matte black interior, and the exterior is a dark armor gray. Now, this case, they sell it at Newegg, but I got this case at eBay for less than $20. Antec used to make these, or they used to have the rights to this case, and then Shifton, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right. As you can see, it has a little Antec logo on it. And optic drive is in Asus that I installed here, and then I also installed this 3x5. It's a USB, 2 USBs, a FireWire, and headphone and mic. Like I said, you could get this case at Newegg. Let me show you. And the people that carry this now, I'm not too familiar with them. It's called Athena, and they have it listed at $234, but it comes with a power supply, 900 watt power supply. My advice is, if you decide to get this case, don't get it with a power supply, because you'll be paying a lot of money for it if you decided to get it new. Oh, by the way, the interior, it comes, let me show you here. As you can see, it comes that silver color, or not color at all, it's just plain, and no management holes whatsoever, so you're gonna have a mess. Definitely a mess if you don't mod the case. Airflow is pretty crappy. So what I did was, I saw I've done this before on some other cases. Added management holes. Let me show you. As you can see, I added these grommets. These are from Corsairs. I just cut the holes. It's very secure. So when you're putting the cables, this is the 24-pin cable coming from the power supply. Also, this case, there's less than an inch of space here where you can manage your cables, so you gotta be careful not to bunch up a bunch of cables back here, because you're not gonna have room to or space to. You're not gonna be able to install the final, the side panel. And the cables, I cut these holes here also so I could route. This is the power cables, reset switch, and the hard drive for HD lights, LED lights. You have your USB cables, SATA cables, and mostly all these are for the fans installed. Also, you could also put some of the cables back here on the top of the power supply. You could route them there so nobody can see them. And if you have modular, this isn't fully modular, it's somewhat modular. If you have modular power supply, that's probably best. You'll have less cables to deal with. I'll show you the back side. I also install these covers for the back. They're all mesh, so you got good airflow. Now the hard drives, I reversed the way you install these, and the reason why is that I didn't like how the cables stuck out on the drives. So what I did was I just reversed and put the cables in the back here. I'm gonna show you how I did that. Stand by. Okay, here we go. As you can see, the cable sticking out there. Now with this, I had to cut right here. This little bit of little holes, circular holes that you see there, I had to cut that. So I used a Dremel. All this was covered so I could stick the cables out from the front. So you would have to use a Dremel to cut this so you could route the cables. I also drilled a hole here and routed the cables to the other side of the dry bay. Now to remove this front panel, it comes with a little, they're like little plastic, here let me show you these things here. So you gotta be careful when you take these off because they could break. You know. Okay, it's really hard to put this back on, and mostly because of these. They're removable. That's for the optic drive. The good thing about this, it comes with a key. So if you want to lock this so nobody could access your drives, you have that option. Let me show you the other side panel and the window that I did. Now this is the reason why I don't think I finished it, and I just didn't do a very good job here installing the acrylic panel or acrylic window. You know, my cutting, I'm not the best person to cut stuff. It just didn't come out right, and I think I'm gonna do this over again. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get another acrylic window and just do a better job than this. Also, I don't like this, the molding around this. It's just too thin. It doesn't I don't know, it just doesn't show, doesn't like I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't stick out, doesn't, you know, say wow. So what I'm going to do is get that same molding that I've used before, that automotive molding, and try that instead. And I think the cutting part, most of the trouble was this little hinge, this little locking mechanism for the door. It's just having this here, I mean, it's a pain in the ass trying to get around this. So that's probably one of the reasons I had so much trouble doing this, and I'm gonna have to do it again. Okay, here's the Antec case that I was working on. Finish altering some things, especially the processor and heatsink here. The one that I had before was the Roswell I don't know, for some reason this when I turned it on, it started beeping continuously. I don't know if it was the processor or this thing. It wasn't put. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I I put it exactly where it was supposed to go, how I was supposed to install it. But I don't know. It could have been the processor too, so I had to switch the processor. And the thing is that this thing, I don't know if you guys can see that there's not enough room, and there's solid caps. And this thing was just, I don't know, it was like too close to it, and there wasn't enough room, I guess, and probably there was a gap or something. That's my only explanation. I don't know if the processor went bad also. I didn't really check it out or did any testing on that processor to see if it was that. I'll do that later. I installed the second processor on this. It's also an Intel 775, and it's working pretty good. The heat sink, I've used this before. I got this from Performance PC. It's an old one. I was had it there in storage, so I'm going to use this too. And yeah, it's running right now. It's updating Windows. Oh, and the finally I modded the way I wanted to. This was a pain in the ass to do. I had to recut this because it just didn't look good. I don't know. This thing right here made installing a window really hard. I mean, I had to like make several cuts so I could make this fit the window. And I used the automotive molding, and looks way better than the normal type of molding that I usually use on Windows. There's a little trick. I don't know. I'm pretty sure those people who have been modding for years probably know. When you're bending these, especially this type of thick molding, it kind of like it's hard, and it bends this way. Well, to adjust it or to manipulate the way you want it to go, what you do is you use a heat gun, and don't put it too close because you're gonna melt the whole thing, but enough where it warms up and you can like mold it the way you want it, or twist it the way you want it. And this was sticking out, so what I did, I used the heat gun and like maybe 10 say about 6 inches away, and I just started heating it, and use a small flathead, and I started like moving it around, so it came out pretty good. So there it is. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.